Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly welcome you to Marley State of Mind. You know what the fuck it is. You know what time it is, motherfucker. Let's go. It's a motherfucking podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast. Hey, it's a goddamn podcast. Yeah, it's a motherfucking podcast, bitch. Yeah, it's a podcast, bitch. It's a goddamn podcast.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to the world's dopest podcast, Marley State of Mind, here at a bunch of Bull Studios. Today I got a special guest with me, Dapper Cool in the building.
Yo, what's happening, y'all? How y'all feeling? Dapper Cool in the mother effing building. Yes,
That's
indeed.
right. How you feeling today, bro?
I'm doing all right, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm feeling quite lovely. I'm glad that you came down to join me. You know what I mean?
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, I like to kick off the show explaining how I came to meet the artist or how I was introduced to the artist. And this one, I want to say the first time that I came across your music, it was at a Level Up showcase.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure I can't.
I was doing covers around that time. But
Yeah,
now
yep, yeah, that's where it was. That's where it was.
I was
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. You were doing you did a couple covers at the Level Up at a Level Up show.
yeah.
Shout out to Level Up Studio, Mario.
Yeah, shout out to Level Up. I was actually performing there last Saturday
At the Fun Guy Fest.
Oh yeah.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Fun Guy.
Shout out Fun Guy.
Yeah, shout out to Dope Boy Mario. Shout out to the Level Up crew. It was dope vibes. Yes, indeed.
Yeah, they always put together real dope production there.
Yeah.
And I think after that we communicated a little bit. We exchanged some information and kind of followed you and seeing what you was doing. And I seen a couple other shows you were doing, and you were gracious enough to have me on your podcast. As a guest.
Yes. I have a podcast of my own titled The Cool Podcast with the Cool Brother. It's on major streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple, iTunes, Anchor, you name it. I interviewed this good brother. I interview a lot of artists like Chuck G, Barbados, Mr. Trell, Scrap. Shout out to Scrap. Shout out to him.
Yes, sir.
I interview tons of artists, entrepreneurs. So give them the platform to speak their mind. You feel me?
Yeah, I love that. And some of those artists you named, we actually had here on Marley State of Mind.
Yeah.
Podcast as well. So that's very dope.
Yes, indeed.
But what you really do is the R&B singing thing.
Yeah. The R&B singing thing. I put a stat on my page on Facebook. People expect me to do covers.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to build up a repertoire of creating original material. So therefore, when I'm performing on stage, the audience can see that I have an identity of my own, and they will know that I don't have to rely on singing cover tunes. I'm singing my own.
You have
tunes.
your own original sound as well.
Yes.
That's
original
right.
Song, yes. Old school vibes with a modern sound.
Yeah, hell yeah, bro. And that's what I want to get into. I like to bring artists on here and have them explain, how they come into the art, how they found the art, and the places you've been with the art, the vehicle it has been for you. As well as where you're headed with it. And with that being said, when was it for you that you found music to be something more than just sounds in the background, but something that touched you, that moved you? When was it that you came to find music to be that? Or what was the song or music that was that for you?
Well, it started back when I was in the fourth and fifth grade. I was in the choir, and prior to that, I was raised on the sounds of Motown,
Oh, yeah.
60s
For
Motown, in the 70s, the sound of Philadelphia. That's
Mm-hmm.
where I found. Shout out to the 215 Philly.
Yes, sir.
Every time my mom was cleaning on the weekends, she always blasted Temptations, Four Tops, the Supremes, Harold Melvin, the Blue Notes, and Teddy Pendergrass, the Delphonics. I can go on and on.
Absolutely.
But I took did choir for fourth and fifth grade. When I graduated from elementary school and went to middle school, I stopped because I was focusing on school. But when I graduated from high school, I started taking vocal lessons, and I had my very first show, my very first performance in June of 2004 at the Clef Club. So, and I've just been performing ever since. Every time I get on stage, my confidence just grows and grows and grows, and so is my voice. And I'm very hard on myself when it comes to my voice. I'm very, when I'm hearing playback and I hear how I sound, like, oh God, man, I hate how I sound. So that's why I'm taking vocal lessons to this day. And it's weird because when I hear myself talking to you, and then when I hear myself talking, I got this deep ass voice.
Yeah, right.
But when I'm singing, it's totally different. It's like, whoa, I even surprised myself and surprised others. Like, how you got a deep ass talking voice, but you got a high singing voice? I said, beats me. But I don't want people to think I'm pulling a Milli Vanilli on their behind. You know
No,
what I'm
no,
saying?
yeah. Sometimes it's like that.
Right.
Actually, brother, we spoke of Barbados is like a lot like that. He's got
Yeah.
a real deep speaking voice, but
Mm-hmm.
his singing tone's very different from what his singing or his speaking tone's very different from what his singing deflection is. So
Yeah, definitely.
it's not an uncommon place to be in
Right.
that that's the case.
Right.
Now you said you were you came out of Philly. You're doing and Philly has a strong R&B sound. You know, Boys to Men
Yeah,
being one
Boys
of
to
the
Men.
first to
Mm-hmm.
come to mind for me.
Yeah, Boys to Men.
Do you think you have a sound that's like Philly sound, or how would you describe your sound if you had to for someone who's never heard you?
I would say that I would describe my sound as original, the Dapper Cool sound, the Malik sound.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm working with um, various producers, other songwriters. I went to the studio at Man Made Studios. Shout out to Brother Mans. He actually wrote this song for me called "Love Is Enough." I'm actually going to be releasing that later on this month, and my latest single, "Together," he wrote that as well. That's out right now on all major streaming platforms. It's also on rotation on Hot Mag Online Radio. Shout out to Tara J for Hot Mag Online Radio. But yeah, I would say the Malik sound, the old school vibe with a modern sound.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I can dig that, man. And that's the thing about whenever you first start music, you're always looking for your sound, trying to find your voice,
definitely.
trying to find out who you are. And what was that journey like for you? Where when you first started getting into music, you said you did a lot of covers. And covers was a thing that you was known for. Was it difficult to find your own voice whenever going into trying to find to make original music?
Yeah, it was definitely difficult to find my own voice. It was difficult to go into the studio because I haven't been to the studio in a while, but every time I go in, my confidence grows and grows and grows, and continue on, creating that sound that suits me,
Right.
that suits me and my voice vocally. And I feel like the song "Together" and "Love Is Enough" fits me to a T, with the beat. And shout out to Animal and for producing "Together," and shout out to Milano Beast for producing "Love's Enough." Shout out to those two dope producers. They
Yeah.
did the damn thing with those beats. But yeah, just it was very difficult at first, but you know, I'm starting to break out of that habit of being intimidated and being scared, and just continue to be confident to go into the studio every time.
And what I noticed is, even when I came across you was at a predominantly hip hop show.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
a lot of the events and venues you go to, you're doing predominantly hip hop. Do
yeah.
you find that to be a challenge whenever you're going in with something completely different than what the audience might be expecting or what the audience is accustomed to, or you find yourself a little intimidated, I should say, when it comes to things like that, or you find it to be uncomfortable, or you feel pretty good about it?
At, at first, I'll be frank with you, I felt out of place because here I am coming into a hip hop spot. I got the three-piece suit on, blazer,
Right.
and everybody got their hip hop gear, their casual wear jeans and caps, backwards. And I'm saying to myself, do I fit in here? But then that all went away immediately, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna be me. I'm just being myself. I can only be me,
Yeah.
and you know, I'm pretty sure I definitely stood out because of my presentation and my image.
Yeah.
But you know, I could just be who I am. I can't be no one else because I grew up listening to, Marvin Gaye and Sam Cooke and Teddy Pendergrass and Peebo Bryson, and how they look when they go on stage. They be rocking the suits and the three-piece suits or the
Oh, for
blazer.
sure.
Yeah, so I wanted to emulate that, and
You wanted to bring that feel back to the game.
yeah, 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 bring that back. I'm trying. I'm definitely trying.
I
So
like that.
yeah, thank you, appreciate that. I'm definitely trying. I'm
And
trying my damnness.
I think that's one of the things that made me notice you right away was because you weren't like everything else in the room, and I think that's an important thing to do. And I think a lot of artists coming up, younger artists, or just artists in general who are coming up in the game that are trying to find their sound, not to be not to be afraid to be yourself, be who you are, be original. One of my favorite producers is Pharrell, and
Yeah, definitely.
one of the things Pharrell's I heard Pharrell say that stuck out to me is he's always trying to be other. He doesn't want to be does sound, and I think he emulates that very well as being other, and I'm always looking for that. Whenever I'm listening to music, is trying to find, not what's the current way, but what's the next thing.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. You're always trying to create a sound that's your own. That you don't want to sound like nobody else. You want to sound like you.
Yeah.
You want to create a sound that's you. That people say, hey, that's the such and
even
such
even
sound.
aesthetically, I mean, even the look needs to be
Mm-hmm.
uniquely you. Don't be afraid to be you. I mean, I think people always associate weird or strange as bad things, but I
Right.
think all things look weird and strange when they're not what people are used to, when they're not the norm. But the things that are different is what makes the world, what makes innovation in the world.
Definitely,
I mean, whenever the Wright brothers was making the airplanes, everybody was looking at them like they was crazy too. Like, them boys
definitely.
trying to fly. What are they doing?
Right, right.
Now we couldn't imagine our lives without it.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God they didn't mind looking weird, right? Thank God they ain't mind looking different.
Yeah, yeah.
I appreciate that.
No doubt. No question. No question.
So now you said you did your first performance. You was a little nervous. You went on stage, but you knocked it out anyway. You did it. You said you felt your confidence growing with each performance.
Yes.
How did you go about booking performances for the first time? I know a lot of artists, and I like to speak to artists whenever we're doing the show to, maybe they can learn from your experiences.
Well,
You can help, with some of your stories. How did you go about getting those first shows whenever you were coming up in the game?
well, first shows here.
Just in general, in general.
Yeah, I've just been asking people like if I see a stat on Facebook say they looking for performance such and such,
Hmm.
and I hit them up via inbox or the comment section. I said, hey, y'all looking for performers? And they said, yeah. And I said, all right, sign me up. And there was a couple of people that asked me to be a part of this show, like Fun Guy.
Yeah.
He asked me to be a part of Fun Guy Fest, and I was honored. I said, yeah, yeah, I'll do it. Got a couple of original materials, so yeah, just you just gotta go out and create opportunities.
Create your network.
Yeah, create your network and opportunities. And sometimes opportunities can come to you,
Right.
but mostly you gotta create those opportunities. Once you create the other opportunities will come to you. But while continue to create opportunities for yourself, and that's what I did. I just was a go getter. Say, hey, you need such and such. You need me to be on the show.
You weren't afraid to speak up,
Yeah.
try to find out who's doing the promotions, who's doing the shows, and
Mm-hmm.
be a part of what they're doing.
Right. Exactly.
And that's what's up. And you always present yourself in a respectful manner. And I know a lot of promoters appreciate that. It's a lot of artists who have an ego with them. They have some, a type of arrogance with them where they feel like they're entitled to something,
Right.
and which leaves a bad taste in people's mouths. Which make
Yeah.
promoters, they might mess with you one time, but they will be inclined not to do it again.
Yeah. Definitely.
But you come with respect, and I'm sure they appreciate that, and they seen that, and they're like, yeah, hell yeah, I want this dude to be a part of what I got going on.
Yeah. Definitely. You want to maintain a professional, mature business relationship with promoters and
Right.
other artists because first impressions are a lasting impression.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to make a bad impression on your fellow artists or promoters because once you do that, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's definitely a wrap. So I want to continue on maintaining professional business relationship with my fellow artists and promoters. So keep that relationship going.
Yeah, so artists out there, remember to present yourself in a professional way. Don't let your arrogance or your pride get in the way from presenting other opportunities for you. Because a
Definitely,
lot of times you could burn those bridges and you might not be able to walk back across them. So
definitely,
it's important to remember that.
most definitely.
Now let's talk about some of this original music that you've been working on. I know you said you did the covers and you're trying to find your sound. Do you collaborate? How do you come to create original songs now? Do you find yourself collaborating with the producers, or what's your process? Do you find the beat first and then create the music around the instrumentals? Tell me about your process.
Yeah, I find the beat and whoever that writes the song for me, I send them the beat and they write the song and they'll do a demo and I'll listen to that demo and just try to follow on with the demo. Like for example, when I was at Level Up Studios, there was a beat for Call Me. Shout out to Kevin Lee, aka Cash Money. He produced the Call Me beat. So I send that beat over to Mario. And then a couple of days later, he wrote
What up,
call
DJ Fruit Loops?
he wrote Call Me and he did the demo and what the way he sang it, I was feeling it immediately. I went, oh yeah, I got to do this song because it was just so sexy, so sensual, so Couple of days later, I think a month later, I recorded the song, and it was mastered and everything.
So
And
you really collaborate with artists. So it's a multifaceted
yeah,
um creating experience. So
right.
from the beats, usually make the selection of the instrumentals.
Well, some artists, you mean some producers send me the instrumental, and I got a lot of instrumentals on my phone.
Hmm.
And I'll probably hit up, say like I hit up brother man, hey, can you write a song for me? He said, yeah, sure, and I'll send you the beat that I want him to write a song on.
And
And
how does that do they come up with the concept solo, or is it a collaborative effort whenever you're thinking of these concepts for the songs?
it's a collaborative effort.
Yeah.
He asked me what type of song you want to do. I said I want to write a modern day ballad, up
Mm,
tempo ballad,
nice.
because I like singing ballads. I feel like my voice is suited for singing ballads. I listen to all the balladeer singers like Peebo Bryson, Lionel Richie, Keith Washington, artists like that. But
That's the stuff that you like.
yeah,
That's
that's
the
the stuff
stuff you
that I like.
prefer. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But I could do up tempo too. Don't get me wrong. I could switch it up, because I don't want every song that I do sound the same.
Right.
I just want to switch it up
You
and
want to display some type of versatility.
versatility. Yeah, be
Absolutely.
versatile. Yeah, no doubt, no doubt,
Absolutely.
no doubt.
That sounds dope. Now,
Yeah.
do you find it difficult collaborations, or do you enjoy them? You look forward to those type of
Oh yeah,
collaborations?
oh yeah. I definitely look forward to them. It's not difficult at all. It's a challenge, but I'm open for challenges,
Right.
and plus it's out of my comfort zone. So yeah, it's not difficult for me at all. It's smooth sailing, my man.
I
Smooth
like that.
sailing. Yeah,
And I think it's great that you don't mind sharing your art. You don't mind working with others, and giving them their props as well along the way. I see
yeah,
you recognize everyone that you worked with along the way,
yeah. No
shout out
doubt.
them out, and show the importance that they have in your creative process.
Yeah, yeah. I want to give a shout out to, if you don't mind.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
want to
It's
give a
your
sh-
time.
I want to give a shout out to my band. I'm also in a band titled Forever Fusion. I want to give a shout out to D Daddification, P Michelle, Make It Make Sense, Jarrell. I love y'all guys. I want to give a shout out to y'all, Forever Fusion. Pleasure to be a part of this band. Also want to give a shout out to my vocal teachers, Miss Beverly and Mr. Chico Williams, and also my musical mentor, Mr. AJ. Shout out to y'all three. Y'all giving me guidance. So I just want to shout out to those people because I want to give credit where credit is due, and props to them. You feel me?
You said AJ. It wouldn't be AJ Rock, would it?
No, oh no, no, this is an older
Oh,
gentleman. He
okay,
he's
okay,
he's from Philly, but
okay.
he sought me out, and I'm kind of like under his tutelage.
That's dope. Yeah.
As he's teaching me like how to be a versatile musician, like he's teaching me music,
Right.
so I'm actually got the session with him this upcoming Tuesday, I believe. So yeah, shout out to Mr. AJ. So
I like how you seem to be a student of the art too. Like you're not just jumping in this with vocals. Like you're really trying to be a student of the music,
yeah,
or
yeah,
not trying.
definitely.
You're becoming a student of the music in
Yes.
the most literal sense. To the vocal coaches, you got mentors. I
Hmm.
mean, you got all of these things in place to try to make sure that you're optimizing your success. You're optimizing your talent to the best of your ability, and you're using these different tools. How important has that been for you on this road, on this journey, like learning vocal exercise, learning the working with these vocal coaches so they can teach you how to use your voice like an instrument.
Oh, it's very important for me to get better vocally because vocal warm-ups, also drinking water. Before I hit the stage, you gotta have my water, gotta have my tea with honey. And
Hmm.
also my Mr. AJ, he told me, work on my cardio, and
Yeah, yeah.
work on my cardio and
Because
do my
breath
chest.
control is important.
Yeah, yeah, definitely breath control, and also singing through the
Frame,
diaphragm,
yeah.
obviously.
Hmm.
So, and I feel like it's working out for me because I remember I was performing in Butler for the Butler Hip Hop show. I think earlier this month. Shout out to Mex and the rest of the gang. Shout out to the Butler gang.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Um, he made a compliment about my singing. He said that was the best performance I ever did ever since I performed for those guys. And he said, I hit a note and I continue on singing without missing a beat, without catching my breath.
Right.
So Definitely the
Do you
cardio.
credit the vocal exercise, your vocal coaches, and the cardio
Oh yeah,
for that?
absolutely, absolutely, no doubt, no doubt.
Can you feel the change now from when you first started to where you are now with with your vocals and the things in your range and the things that you're able to do now?
Yeah, I could definitely feel the change because I remember when I was taking vocal lessons back in Philly, my earlier vocal teacher, Miss Sherry Butler. Shout out to Miss Sherry. She said as you get older, your voice is gonna get lighter. Like back then, I was trying to sing falsetto, but I couldn't. I could not sing falsetto worth a damn. But as I got older, I started, hitting notes that's in the falsetto range, and I was like, oh wow, she was absolutely right.
Hmm.
Now falsetto is not my natural range. I'm a tenor, but I can sing falsetto, but it's not my natural range at
Right.
all.
Yeah.
So, but that just stuck with me. As she said, as you get older, your voice is gonna get lighter, and you're gonna sing lighter. And
And you found that to be true.
yeah, and I found that to be true. For some reason that quote, what she said, stuck with me, and she was right.
Now you say you talk about moving from one city to another, and I see you on the scene, you know, around in Pittsburgh scene. I seen you moving around a lot around there. Did you find it difficult whenever you're making that transition from one city to another to get the support, or do you find it that you get more support from another city that you're not from? Do you find that people are more supportive than even back home?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. I get more support here than I do back home. I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
It's cool. They want to support, fine. I mean, I put a stat on. I don't know if you've seen. I put a stat saying that if people wasn't around from the beginning while you was expiring and perfecting your craft, make sure they don't come around while you on the scene and you made it.
Right.
And if they take it personally,
Hmm.
I said tell them that it is personal
Right.
because no fair weather support should not be allowed at all.
Right.
Because if I'm falling on hard times, if I'm not on the scene, your support is going to go away.
Right.
So I want people that support me from the beginning. I want them to be around me because if I drop an album, I'm gonna dedicate to the supporters that will support me.
From the beginning.
Yeah, from the get go.
Right. Before they seen you doing anything of
Right.
any
Exactly.
substance or value.
Exactly.
And you're right. That's 100% correct. And the reason I asked you that is because I find that to be the case. Most of the time is that people receive more love and more support from people that they don't know, to strangers and people that aren't from where they're from necessarily. Like it seems like that's a common theme. And it's and I heard it spoke on to say like people from your home have a hard time seeing you anything other than what they've known you as. So when
Right.
you grow and you develop into something different, sometimes it can be intimidating. Sometimes it can be, um, it could simply just be um, that they're not used to seeing you in this new form. So they have a hard time supporting it, and a lot of times they are usually the last ones to catch on.
Yeah.
Once you already hit the bigger stages,
Definitely.
now they want tickets to the show.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll be like, well, where were you when I was perfecting my craft? Where were you when I was aspiring?
Right.
I didn't change. You just want a free ride from this hard work that I put in. No,
So
hell no.
we got the auction. Let me see. Yeah, hell yeah. I want to see if we got the aux so we can play some of those singles. Play some of those singles for us.
Mm. Play
Um,
play play. Call me, call me. That's my popular joint.
yeah, for sure. Now, so we talked about the live shows. We talked about you getting into to the live performances. You growing and you doing the original music. Now you dropped a couple of the singles. Do you intend on making an album, or are you going to continue with the singles? What's your plans for releases? What can we look forward to? Or
Uh, you know, um, I'm just gonna continue on doing singles. I would like to do an album, an EP somewhere down the road in the next year, but I'm just focused on singles. Building up my single, catalog. Then, I can drop an album. So, definitely.
so you just so right now you're just perfecting your craft. You ain't really too worried about the album aspect of it now. You're just gonna kind of let that come along as it does.
Correct.
I
Yes.
feel that. But looking for the single.
Yeah. Play Call Me. I think that's my popular song. Yeah,
That's the one.
yeah,
That's the
that's
one
the
they're
one.
feeling right now.
Yeah, yeah. I get a lot of good reviews from it.
Having a hard time finding that joint.
Yeah, I'm under. Yeah, I'm under. Yeah, I'm under my government name, Malik Long. So yeah,
But hell yeah, I like the I like it whenever artists come on and they explain or they show that they're still a student in the game. I found that I found a I found a quote from Denzel where he said he still does acting classes
yeah,
like
yeah.
to this day.
Yeah,
And to me, you know, what I mean, in my humble opinion, Denzel's one of the greatest actors of all time.
yeah. He's one of my favorite
If
actors.
not, if not, and if he can humble himself enough to still be a student of his art, to be a
Yeah,
student of acting, where he's taking acting classes from someone who's probably not even as accomplished
yeah,
as he is. You know what I mean? If he can humble himself to do that, like who are we not to humble ourselves and always be constant students of what we got going on? Now we're going to get into this "Call Me" by Malik Long, Dapper Cool.
yes.
Um, tell us a little bit about this and how we can find it and all that.
Yeah, you can find this song on all major platforms: Apple, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud. This song is definitely strictly for the ladies. It's very sensual, very sexy. You can make love to it. Strippers can be on the stripper pole with it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could just vibe to it. It's a very sexy, sensual song. I'm very proud of this song, and shout out to Mario Quinn, the songwriter, and shout out to Kevin Lee, aka Cash Mooney, who produced the beat. So shout out to those two fellas because they did the damn thing on this song. Yes,
Hell yeah, we're gonna get into this. Call me on all platforms.
yes,
Malik Long. That's how
yes,
you look that up. Dapper Cool.
yes, indeed.
What you want, what you like. That's my goal to get you right. Take control of your mind. Sending chills up down your spine. All I want is your time. You can come over tonight. Let's get back and just rewind. Girl, just hit me on the line. All you gotta do is call me. Call me. Ooh, call me. All you gotta do is call me. Call me. Ooh, call me, baby. It's a fact that I want you now. Teach me a way, go show me how. Yeah, I'ma hold you down. Girl, I just wanna make you proud. Ooh, I love the sound that you make when I'm around. Let's meet up, girl, here and now. Girl, just hit me on my dime. All you gotta do is call me. Call me. Ooh, call me. All you gotta do is call me. Call me. Ooh, call me, baby. All you gotta do is call me. Call me. Ooh, call me. All you gotta do is call me. Call me. Ooh, call me, baby. Just call me, baby. I'll be right here. Call me, baby.
And that's "Call Me"
Yes, Yes.
from Dapper Cool. You can find that under Malik Long. Call me on all
Hmm.
platforms.
Yes.
You said that was you and Mario on that one. You
Yeah,
guys
Mark.
collaborated on that.
Yeah, he we collaborate on that. He's the primary songwriter, the sole songwriter of the song, and Kevin Lee, aka Cash Money, produced the beat. You know, they worked their magic on the song. I just followed their lead, and did the damn thing.
Hell yeah, did the damn thing indeed. And you said that's one of the more popular things. You've been getting a lot of good feedback from that one.
Yes, yes, I believe so. Yes, definitely a lot of good feedback from it. Two artists will want to do a remix. Kevin Lee, aka Cash Mooney, he did a remix, an unofficial remix of the song, and also when I perform "Call Me," I perform it sometimes with my bandmate D-Dadification for another unofficial release of "Call Me" on stage. So
Oh, very dope.
yeah, so it's very popular
Catching a
indeed.
lot of traction. I like that.
Yes, yes.
So whenever you get that type of validation and you're hearing people, attaching to it and really vibing to the original music, is that inspire you, make you want to create more, make you want to do some more with the originals?
Oh yeah, of course, most definitely. Definitely when people say, "Hey man, I love that song," it just motivates me to do more original material. Yes, indeed.
Now, whenever you think of R&B and the R&B era, like what is your favorite era of R&B?
Oh, 90s, hands down. 90s R&B,
Yeah, I'm
hand
with you on
downs.
that.
Yeah, 90s.
I'm
Nothing
with you on that.
in my opinion, nothing can top the 90s. We will be all here. We will be here all night talk about 90s R&B. I can.
Let's talk a little bit about it then.
Yeah, I
Now, when
mean,
you think of '90s R&B, what's the first thing? I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you after you tell me. But what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think of '90s R&B? Or
male,
rather,
male male and woman R&B groups.
yeah.
Yeah.
Give me one though. Give me one that personifies the '90s for you.
If we talking about male R&B group, Boys to Men.
Boys and Men for you.
Yeah, Boys to Men for
I feel
me.
that.
And as far as R&B group, woman R&B group for me,
Yeah.
they still my favorite group to this day. SWV.
Ooh, that's fire.
Yes,
I'm with you on that
yes,
SWV one
yes,
for sure. That
yes.
rain.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, bro. That's my joint right there.
My joint is weak.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Week's fire
yeah,
too. You
yeah.
can't go wrong with no
No
Week.
doubt, no doubt.
No, I'm with you on that. What up, everybody viewing in and watching us? We see your comments. We had the music playing,
What's
but shout
happening?
out to y'all, the people that's out there in the interwebs. But
Shout out to y'all.
but yeah, for me, anytime I think of '90s R&B, bro, I can't help but to go to Jodeci.
Oh yeah, Oh yeah,
Oh
Jodeci.
man,
Yes,
Jodeci was that.
legends.
That was that '90s right there. They had the
Yes.
leather suits in the deserts, all that. They ain't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, and they changed the game stylistically
Yeah,
how they look because when groups came out, they dressing the same with the suits, but when
right.
Jodeci came out, they were
They were
dressing
street.
street all black
Yeah.
shades,
And
black
they
leather.
kind of had the hip hop feel.
Yeah.
They're kind of like where the modern R&B is today, like with the
Mm,
Chris Browns and stuff. Like
mm-hmm.
Jodeci was kind of like at the forefront of
Yeah,
that.
definitely,
You know what I
definitely.
mean? Because they were doing a lot of songs with like Pac and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
rappers and stuff too. And
Yeah,
they were and
definitely.
Devontae even from Jodeci even like was a hip hop producer.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah, definitely.
what's that for R&B though? For '90s R&B?
I
Yeah,
mean,
I
yeah,
mean they
Bone
they
Thugs,
definitely
yeah,
was hard. They definitely had like the harmony, like
yeah,
the
definitely Harmony. Shout out to Bone Thugs,
yeah
no
Bone.
doubt.
I love Bone Thugs. Yeah,
Bone
for
Thugs,
sure.
yeah, definitely Bone Thugs and Harmony. They definitely had this singing style, on their songs,
But we talk about influence. I mean, they influence like I feel like you wouldn't hear as much melody in hip hop as you do now
Yeah,
if it wasn't for guys like Bone Thugs. Like a lot
yeah,
of I mean, they were kind of ahead of their time. They were ahead of the curve,
yeah.
which I mean, actually having like the R&B type vocals on hip hop tracks.
Right, definitely.
You know what I mean? So, what about for you? Who's your top 5 R&B artists
Woo,
list?
man, wow, woo.
Putting
That's
you on the spot tonight. Yeah.
yeah, definitely.
It could be groups or individuals. Top
Yeah,
5.
okay, top
You
five.
don't have to put them in no specific order. I won't even do that to you.
Okay, top five. The Temptations,
What up, T Raw Music?
New Edition,
Okay.
Marvin Gaye.
Okay.
Woo, Marvin Gaye, the OJ's,
Okay. Just got one more.
and the Spinners.
Okay,
Well, I
okay.
got an old school R&B list. I know y'all. I got an old
No,
school
yeah, that's
R&B
what's up.
list. Yeah,
But that's the I feel like that's the most like I love Al Green.
yeah. Al
You know what I mean?
Green.
I
Yeah,
bump Al Green right now. I'm
yes.
so tired of being alone. You know what I mean? I'll definitely let that rock right now. But
I'm
I mean,
so tired of being alone.
yeah, yeah, you feel me?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that list.
Hmm.
So your top five, what about your top five female vocalists?
Oh yeah, that's easy. Patti LaBelle, Aretha Franklin, Chaka Khan, Tina Turner, Donna Summer.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
You ain't even hesitate on that one. You
No,
already
no,
knew what it
no.
was.
Yeah, definitely. Those are my top five. No, no. You know what? I would replace Donna Summer with Whitney Houston.
I
Yeah,
appreciate you, T Raw.
yeah,
Whitney Houston, yeah, for
yeah.
sure. You know what? What about Anita Baker? You
Oh
mess with
yeah,
her?
yeah. I like Anita Baker,
Man,
but
oh man,
yeah,
Anita's mine. I feel like Janet Jackson is underrated as well too, bro.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think so. She get her props, but
You
my
think so?
yeah, definitely,
I
definitely,
feel
yeah,
like she's underrated out there. I heard
yeah.
somebody trashing her before. Like,
Oh no, she's the best. She's dope. But I'm a huge fan of Sade.
mm,
Yes, yes, yes. Can't go wrong with Sade, good brother. No
yeah,
doubt.
bro. Like Sade makes me think of like rainy days. Like
Hmm.
sometimes I just be wanting to feel sad. So I appreciate like rainy days if I just want to sit in the house and be sad and
Right.
throw on some ordinary love and
Hmm.
what I mean, just be in my bag. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
definitely. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What we think about Sexy Red, we don't.
Yeah. Oh
Bro,
no,
that's what
no,
we think about Sexy Red. We
no.
don't think about Sexy
Yeah,
Red.
she ain't my cup of tea. I mean, she. I mean, much props to her success, but she ain't my cup of tea. No,
Yeah,
musically,
no,
she ain't my cup of tea.
shout out to whoever's doing their thing. I can't. I'm not familiar with that. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know nothing about none of that
Yeah,
stuff.
I mean, I be seeing it on, Krishan. I be seeing Krishan Rock and what's that dude's name?
Blueface,
Blueface. Yeah, I
Blueface.
mean, man, I be seeing them posts on my Facebook. I'm like, who the hell is these people, man? Who the hell are they?
I
I
don't
have no
even.
idea. I don't know. I had no idea. Maybe I'm older. I have no idea who the hell some of these people are, man.
I just feel like it'd be all like it's too much now. Like there's
Yeah,
just too
yeah,
much of all of this. Like just it got away from the artistry. Like I mean, it's cool for what it is, and people are getting
yeah.
chips, and what I mean, they're getting paid off of it. And I ain't gonna never knock nobody hustle, but what I
Right.
mean, just for like I got enough real life stuff to worry about to be on other people's drama. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So
exactly.
I try
Exactly.
to I try to stay away from
Yeah, you and me
that type
both.
of energy. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? I don't need it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
gotta
Like,
yeah. I
yeah,
mean
I don't give a damn about that shit.
yeah
And
yeah.
it's crazy because some of these artists that's out right now, they getting popping overnight. And I think what's the issue with music today, there's no artist development.
Mm.
Back in the day, there was development to perfect your craft. Nowadays, it's like
Well, they
it's
mass produce it.
non-existent.
They mass produce it at such a level that they don't need it. I
Yeah.
mean, especially the labels because they're on to the next thing. They're not even worried. They
Hmm.
want to buy your one big single so they can license the hell out of it and use it and commercialize it, and then they're going to do the next thing with the next person.
Right. Right. Sad to say.
Yeah,
Definitely sad to say.
but yeah, no, oh yeah, no, we T Raw, yeah, we definitely mess with the hip hop. I mean, we
Oh yeah.
interview hip hop artists on here as well as R&B artists, but tonight we got Dapper Cool with us, so we on that R&B time, my dude.
Yeah.
You feel me? We with Dapper
Well,
Cool.
he messed with R&B. He was R&B or
I'm not sure. He said they pushing that rap now, family.
mm,
But I feel him. Hey,
yeah.
we pushing that music. We pushing artistry. In fact, one of my guests I might have coming on, we're gonna have a visual artist
A word.
on the
Okay.
show. He does sculptures and
Okay.
different things like that. And I'm looking forward to having him on and telling us about his story. So we just pushing artistry, brother.
Nice. Nice.
Pushing artistry.
Yes.
Now, are you a fan of hip hop?
Oh yeah, for sure. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely a fan of hip hop. Yeah, definitely
do
a
you
fan.
do you have does that influence your musical stylings as well with some of your originals, or do you plan on delving into some like not necessarily hip hop but hip hop type sounds?
Could be possible. Speaking of hip hop, I actually collaborated with two artists that does hip hop in the city in the 412. One being Mill. He got an album coming out, and the song that I did with him is titled California Nights. And another artist by the name of Diz the Poet. He's actually a poet, but he does hip hop. I collaborated on two songs by him. Shout out to Mill and Diz the Poet. Shout out to them. Um, Diz the Poet. I did Hold You Down and I'm Still Here. So those the
Very dope.
yeah. So I did two songs with Diz the Poet, and I did a song with Mill. And
How did those come about?
he just asked. They just asked me, "Hey man, I like how you sing, and I wanted to know if you want to come down and record this song with me." And I said, "Yeah, hell yeah, sure." And it was all she wrote, good brother.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I like the fact that you're, I mean, don't mind crossing over into that realm,
Mm-hmm.
working with those artists.
Yeah, no
Did you
doubt.
find that challenging whenever you had to hop on when you had to hop on a
It was challenging because here I am crossing over to a different realm, and I said, I'm gonna make the best of it. Mill actually sent me the final mix of California Nights, and when I heard it, I was just blown away. He said that we sounded good together, and I said, "Yeah, I agree." Every time I hear it, it's like, yeah, this was like magic.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes.
So what you got going? How can the people get a hold of you if they want to do features, or if they want to if they want to get you for a show, if they want to book you like that? What's the best way to get in contact with you?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Cool Malik 82, Facebook Malik Long, Twitter Smooth Malik. Just inbox me one of those major social media platforms, and if you'd like me to be a feature on your song, just yeah, hit me up.
That's what's up. I mean, you open to working with different artists?
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely, definitely. Whoever wants to work with me, and I'm open. I'm open minded. See how we gel together musically. So yeah, I'm open.
I like that. And you got anything coming up? Any shows? Any new releases we should be looking out for?
Actually, like I said, I'm gonna be releasing "Love Is Enough" um later on this month. Also got a performance at the La Cave tomorrow from 2 to 6. It's the Poetry and Waffles tour, so it's gonna be a couple other artists that's gonna be on the bill along with me. That's from 2 to 6 at La Cave. That's
Okay.
on 1502 Lincoln Way. I'm familiar with the area. I just never been there before.
Right.
So yeah, that's tomorrow, and just be on the lookout for my next single, "Love Is Enough." It'll be on major streaming platforms later on this month. And in the meantime, just stream my current single "Together," written by Brother Man and produced by Animal. That's my latest current single that's out right now. So yeah, just be on the lookout for new music by yours truly, Malik Long, aka Dapper Cool.
Love is enough is the next one.
Love is enough. Love is enough is the next one.
Do
Yes.
you think love is enough?
Yeah. Sometimes it might not be enough for those people, but for me, it's enough. Yeah,
It's enough for you?
it's enough for me.
I feel you. I feel you. We'll let it rock like that. We'll let it rock like that.
Word, word.
Well, thank y'all again for joining us on the world's dopest podcast, Marley State of Mind. We're here at a bunch of Bull Studios. We had Dapper Cool in the house tonight,
Yes, yes,
and we'll be back to y'all next week. We'll have another special guest for you, of course, of course. Hey, man, I appreciate you joining us.
yes, yes. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Before you go, you still got the podcast cracking too, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. By the way, I got the Cool podcast with the Cool Brother. All major all major platforms, all episodes. I interviewed this brother to my left. He dope interview. I interviewed Barbados, Chuck G, Scrap. Anybody that has something to say. So if you want to be a guest on my podcast, just hit me up on those social media platforms that I just mentioned, or you could just listen to the episodes on Spotify, Apple, and every major streaming platform. So yeah, just hit me up if you want to be a guest. So I got two interviews coming up on Monday and this Monday and Tuesday. Yes, indeed.
Oh, very lovely. You definitely wanted to make sure we got that in there.
Yes.
Yeah, make sure y'all check out my man Dapper Cool. We appreciate all y'all for joining us. Another episode of Marley State of Mind, the world's dopest podcast here at a bunch of Bull Studios, and we out.
Peace. Peace.